my besties on, and we are going to talk to you all about the goodness that's happening in our lives because we are studying A Course in Miracles together, and it's so fun to watch just like the miracle of this book, really, the atonement of it, and how it's affecting the way we think, the way we talk, and also just the way we are um, perceiving things in our lives. And I love that I get to do this alongside of you, Jess. It's so fun. We always say, who has more fun than us? Nobody.
Hi, everyone.
So yeah, just give us a little yeah, just explain to just shout out who you are and where you're from and all the good things.
Okay, so my name is Jessica Whitney, and I was born and raised in a small town in Ontario, Canada. And actually, in 2022, I moved to Costa Rica. I lived there for about a year and a half, and I just recently moved back to Canada. And it's been so fun because I just created my own academy called the Baddie Academy. So I get to teach people what we're learning in A Course in Miracles. I get to teach people what I've learned about reprogramming the mind. I've studied with Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bob Proctor. I've studied Louise Hay's work. I've read Gabby Bernstein, Dr. Wayne Dyer. It's just been so fun. I have this thirst for knowledge, and I've applied these principles to my life, and I've been able to change the trajectory of my life. Like, I work for myself, I work a few hours a day. I'm teaching other people how to set goals, how to dream big, how to use their imagination to create the life that they really desire. I mean, we truly can live these extraordinary lives. And for years, I used to feel, insecure, and like life was just happening around me. I didn't know that I had any control over it. And I worked the 9 to 5. I was burnt out, unhappy. And now I'm like living this life of freedom. I'm traveling all the time, like flying private. Who would have thought? Uh,
Right? I want to say something. I want to stop you there. I want to say something what you said. You said happening to me, right? Like a lot of people like the 9 to 5, like not we're not knocking the 9 to 5 if you desire
Mhm.
that, right?
Mhm.
But a lot of people will say this is happening to me. I had a shitty day because of this. And it's like for us, when we say stuff like this, we know it's happening for you, right? And I think the biggest thing, and I heard it, is like when you can really truly take an accountability, everything in your life, everything bad that's happened, all the stuff that's happened is because you have called it in, or it's like you, right? It's you. And a lot of
And
people, yeah, what were you going to say?
I was going to add something to that because I think that sometimes people take offense to that statement. Like, you're telling me I created cancer. And I'm like, no, I actually learned something very powerful from Dr. Joe Dispenza. But both my dogs want to sit with me. So come here, Lou. Um, he actually said, it's not that you thought you were going to get cancer and then you got cancer, or cancer is kind of a hard one. A car accident. It's not that you thought you were going to get in a car accident and then you got in a car accident. If you're not consciously creating, like setting the intention, you are just opening yourself up to bumping into whatever's out there. So sometimes it's just that people are running on autopilot and they run into the car accident. And so, the way I look at it now is I'm like, give me 1 second.
I love what you're going with this. It's like if you go into your car and you don't put your address, Lulu, if you don't put your address in where you're going in the GPS, what are you going to do? Just drive around? And like when you really grasp the concept that you can, and we're not saying you can by yourself, because that is not true at all. Like we're saying, whatever your higher power, your creator, whatever you want to call it, universe, like I'm like Akuna Matata, whatever floats your boat. Like we're not doing this shit on our own, right? And so I
Mhm.
think it's so important to realize that like when you are tapped into that creator's energy, that is what happens. And then when you put the address in, say it is, I want to manifest a trip to Costa Rica, right? Because you
Mhm.
did. And so like
Mhm.
you manifested a place there, you manifested all that stuff, you manifested a trip to Greece. Like those
Mhm.
kind of things just happen to you. Why do they happen to you? Because they're in your frequency and you allow them to become into your frequency, and you're really good at receiving.
Yes, I got very good at receiving. So, The thing that I believe happens for people is when something like a really bad car accident happens or they get cancer or something like that, and they think, "You're telling me I created this?" It's like actually a moment to reflect and say, "Actually, I want to be conscious and I want to be the creator of my life." I personally believe that those experiences happen to awaken us. So I see things as so different now compared to 10 or 15 years ago. Excuse me. Whereas I used to be a victim to my circumstances and I used to think like, why is this happening to me? Why me? And now I'm like, wait, I don't want that. So I need to be intentional about what I'm creating going forward. And I'm good at it some days and some days I fall off track. We're all human. But if you can get in the energy with other people, like Shannon and I studying together every day, it helps get on that trajectory where you're consciously creating. Otherwise, it's just the unconscious, what's in the mind runs the body. So think about it like this. When you wake up in the morning, you don't have to think about taking a shower and brushing your teeth and making your coffee and going to work. It happens automatically. So as soon as you want to change that, it's different, right? Like when I first started meditating, I sat down and I was like, I should check my emails. I should check my social media because my body was so used to doing those things. So I actually had to train it. And Dr. Joe Dispenza says it's like training a dog. You have to persist and say, like, sit down. You can check social media when you're done.
I like that because, like, when I first started yoga, that's when I was like introduced to like quieting your mind. And I didn't like it because I didn't want to be quiet because I was in my masculine. I was like, go, go, do, do. I got to do laundry. I got to do groceries. What am I going to make for dinner? Like, those are the things that race through my mind. But knowing now that it's in the surrender, it's in the quiet, it's in that, is that like my mentor Kathleen, she taught me, she said like sometimes 10 hours of work can be maximized by even 10 minutes of meditation and visualization. So
Hmm.
my masculine brain was always like, no, like I got to send more out, I got to do more. But it's like, have you ever been to the part where you're like, okay, I got to send out more emails, and you're like that cat meme, you're like, and it's like you putting this energy out in these emails, and you think, oh, if I get more out, I'm gonna get more back. But it's like you are like energetically stamping all those emails with negative energy, like just ickiness, like the ick, as the teenagers
Hmm.
say, the ick. And it's
Hmm.
not gonna be landed and received. Whereas if you went intuition wise, and you've taught me this too, Jess, like when you go in quiet, and it's like, oh, reach out to so and then so and so is what is needing what you have, and then so and so you can help them because that's service, right?
Hmm.
Instead of feeling like you got to mass email everyone like the cat.
Well, it's so interesting. I always tell my clients, I'm like, do a case study. The days that you sit down and you're the cat, like emailing everybody, notice the results. Do you get one sale? Do you get 10 sales? Do you get one reply? Do you get 100 replies? And then the next day, sit in meditation and visualize the outcome. Would you love to hear back from 10 people, 20 people, 30 people? Think about how that's going to feel. So you set the intention. So that sends out an electromagnetic energy or signal, and then feel it. And that's what draws it in. So if you feel it as if it's already happened and you're like, oh, it would just feel so good to impact 10 people today. That day, you just go about your day, going for a walk with your dogs, drinking your coffee, doing whatever you're doing. And all of a sudden, you're going to get an impulse to reach out to Karen, who you spoke to 10 years ago. And you just thought of her. And it's like, I haven't talked to her in 10 years. When you learn to just follow the nudges, even if they don't make sense to the human mind, every single time I message Karen, guess what? She's like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Boom, sale, done. But when
And
I
she was
just keep,
probably saying to you, I was thinking about you, right? Is that
yeah, it's
yeah?
like the results become effortless
Mm.
when you learn how to set the intention, be in the energy as if it's already done, and then you just follow the impulses. And it's like, I used to be that person that would sit at the computer and stare at the computer like, I need to do more, I need to do more. And my energy was so hard and tense and such a low vibration that it was producing zero results. And I was like, why? I'm working so hard because we're taught when we're younger, if you work hard, you'll be very successful. And I'm like, what? Now I've learned it's the complete opposite. But this is my belief. When I'm coaching, I don't ever tell people like, this is the only way to do it. I say, do a case study, do it the hard way, and you will still get results if you believe that's possible. But also, what if there was an effortless way? What if you could just imagine it for a minute, feel it, the impulse comes, and then boom, you get the sale? Like I went to a retreat and we did breath work, and she said, just completely surrender. Whatever comes to mind comes to mind. And then she told us a story about a previous breath work that she facilitated. And a girl, when she, during the breathwork session, she thought of this man that she had spoken to 6 months prior. This woman worked in insurance. And he had basically told her to go pound salt and said, like, he was not
I thought it was
interested.
sand.
Oh, really? We say salt.
Go pound
Yeah.
sand like you're walking on sand, but what are you gonna pound salt for?
I don't know. It's just an analogy. I didn't want to say F off. So, but basically, um, he told her no, he was not, absolutely not interested in buying insurance. But in the breathwork session, she thought of him. And this facilitator, Danielle, she said, follow whatever comes to you. Like just surrender. You don't have to know what it means. And so she reached out to this guy, and it was the biggest commission check she had ever made. And it's like the human in us was rejected once, so we don't want to be rejected again. We want to protect ourselves from that rejection because it feels bad. But it's like, if you just live, literally live in the moment and don't think about the past or what has happened, that is when I feel like the magic happens.
Mm. I actually think I told someone about that. I said, your feelings right now are comparing yourself to something that happened in the past. I might have said that this morning to somebody, but right?
Yeah, and the thing is like we have the ability to think of a past memory. So if you're thinking of something from the past that was negative that didn't work out for you, you're in that energy. And according to the law of attraction, we attract based on the energy that we're in. So if we think about something not working out, guess what? Things are not going to work out in the future because we attract based on that same frequency. So if you think about a radio station, if you're tuned into country music and you want to hear rock and roll, you can't unless you change the dial. So what I teach people is I'm like, tap into future memories. Like,
Mm.
what would you love in the future? That's what Kathleen taught me too, because Kathleen was my mentor as well. She always said, what would you love? What would you love? What would you love? She said it so much that it became my script that I always asked myself. I was like, what would I love? So I started thinking, I would love to fly private, and I would love to move to Costa Rica, and I would love a 6-figure year because I had never had one before. And all of those things happened for me, not by coincidence, literally by my energy. So this is what I say to people. I'm like, it's not about you being lucky or being in the right place at the right time. It's your energy. Everything that you desire already exists. It's about you tapping into the frequency in order to see it. And that's what we talked about in the Course in Miracles today.
Yep. And it's honestly, it's this is why I love visualization, because it's so fun and you can play, and healing can be fun, you guys. And that is what I want to bring to this world, to show people. Yes, you have some times where you go through it, but then there's like the visualization is the fun part of all of this. And like when you can see it, like your brain doesn't know whether it's false or not, right? So like
Right.
whatever you tell it, it's a computer, you're programming it. So I love that we get to play in our imaginations together, Jess, because we do that very well. We are delusional together. We just will like say some she knows what I'm desiring and she knows and I know what she is and we just like will congratulate each other in the middle of the day on something that hasn't happened physically in the 3D, but we know it's coming because we already saw it in our mind first. And that's what you got to
Yeah.
do.
And so I want to bring that up. I think it's important if anybody's listening to this and they desire more for themselves to just take notice of the people around you. Like I
Mm,
had something pretty cool happen to me recently and I was calling all my friends. I was like, "Oh my God, this happened." And it was interesting to hear their responses. Most of them, because a lot of my friends are delusional like me, were like, "That's amazing. Oh my gosh, of course that happened to you." And then there were a few that had some doubts about it. And so, not saying you can't be friends with those people, but it's like when you have big goals and big dreams, don't be telling people who doubt you because then that's going to plant the seed of doubt in your mind. It's like we want to, Dr. Wayne Dyer even said sometimes just don't even tell anybody about your goals and your dreams so that you can build the belief. But if you have friends that are going to cheer you on and act like it's already happened, then wonderful, and that's why I love what both Shannon and I do. We both work in the coaching industry and we have communities, and it's like those communities help uplift people. And
mm.
it's just so powerful. It's like, have you ever seen that meme or that display where there's like a rotten apple and it's sitting beside like eight good apples and then it starts to rot the one beside it and then that one.
You know what you're talking about because of rotten fruit because it just absorbs, right? So your circle is so important. Absolutely tighten up your circle because if you and plus too if you're having doubts around, absolutely like it's okay to release some people from your life because
Oh,
they'll
for
come
sure.
around. I always say you can love them like a cousin, right? Like from afar you see a cousin once or twice a year, love them, but they might not be your friends anymore. They might not be your circle of friends anymore. And
Right.
yeah, love them like a cousin could take it a new meaning wherever you are in the world.
Love 'em like a cousin. I like that. It's true. Like I
Yeah,
love all my cousins, but I don't hang out with all of them.
right? It's so
Hmm.
true, right? So
Hmm.
anyway, where can people find you, Jess? Because we want more of you. Obviously, I can't get enough of you. So tell us where we can find you.
Well, the main place that I'm hanging out is on Instagram. So my Instagram handle is at Jessica Whitney. Come hang out. You can hear all about, my delusional ways of being. Actually, someone told me once that I was so out of touch, and I was like, "Thank you."
Thank you. I love that.
That
Love
means
that.
that I am, in the realm of unlimited possibilities. So it's really fun. It's really fun to be there. Come say hi on Instagram and then the ways to work with me and you can check everything out all on my Instagram or message me directly.
Love that. Love you.
Okay.
Thanks, Jess.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.